Oh my God. All I did was wave at the camera. These new phones are driving me crazy. What's going on, brothers and sisters? How are you? Just spent some time contemplating going to the bar. Hooters. Had to. And just thinking about a few things. I know a lot of us go through a different amount of recovery time. I have steadily gone through a recovery from a breakup in a relationship that was never really a relationship. It had been from its inception just a narc wanted me to be a side piece. Narc wanted me to be somebody that she could use to triangulate with other men so that she could con them. A little bit of a sociopath sprinkled in there. And to be honest to God, the narcissist that I was with had narcissism, had a bit of sociopath in him, borderline personality, and spent a lot of good times, had a lot of good fucking times with that person, over decades, on and off, over decades, seeing each other. And it wasn't until, a strange thing about my situation, strange thing, it wasn't until I really pushed for a relationship, because I was getting told story after story about how she was being used, lied to, manipulated, treated like a hoe, cheated on, just, every nasty story you could possibly think of. And I wanted to save that person, because I'd known them since I was like 24 years old. I wanted to save that person and be with them. Like my case is, I don't know if my case is special. I think we all have individual experiences. It wasn't until I kept pressing, because I had always thought about this person, that I think I made myself susceptible, because I am kind, I'm compassionate, I'm forgiving. I'm one of those people who will give and give and give to somebody, and forgive them for their mistakes, for their quirks, because I've been through damage in my life. I went through shit in my early life too. So when I see somebody else who's going through shit, I always hope the best for him. I always want the best for him, because I was able to overcome my thing, to a certain extent, because what makes us susceptible to narcissistic abuse is having some damage within us, usually like a dependency, codependency, or abandonment complex, and I've had those. I have those. Something I struggle with. So, really it comes down to, for me, it's accepting what things are. Accepting that relationship will never happen and she will always damage me. Accepting that she goes after dudes who perpetuate the same types of cycles of cheating. And I'm not about just her cheating, but also the dudes cheating, devaluing. She wants to be locked in a cycle where she is the lesser, where she is a side bitch consistently, where she always has something to bitch about, where she always feels defeated. It compounds that defeat complex in her. It also doesn't, she doesn't have to really knuckle down and be sincere to anybody, because she's always got validation to go out, play somebody else, play the games, triangulate, just destroy people all the way around, because she doesn't face her shit. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. Of course I'm seeing the better in somebody where better probably doesn't exist, but it is a shame. I see the kids involved, and I see how, they're being turned into flying monkeys, and it's are they going to take on her traits? And it's terrible. It is. All of our situations are different, but I'll tell you this, brothers and sisters, I'll tell you this. You have to know your worth, and you got to set your boundaries. You set your boundaries strong. Understand who you are and what your weaknesses are. You forgive too much, that's a no-no. It really is. I've been stabbed by a whole lot of people in the last 2 years, most especially this past year, because they recognize that I forgive too much. They recognize that I'm too understanding. You can't be too understanding. You got to set those boundaries. As much it may be against who you are, you can't do that to yourself. That's hurting yourself. It's taken away from your prosperity. It's taken away from your life. It's taken away from the things that you need to put your energy into. Yourself. Because if you're a healer, if you're a compassionate person who's kind and looks out for others and wants to help others, you can't do shit if you're weak. And there are people out there that will prey on that time and time again. You have to set your boundaries, because that's a part of knowing your worth and understanding who you are. You're a good person. You're not a bad person. If someone takes advantage of you, backstabs you, cheats, steals, lies, all that shit, they're taking advantage of your good nature, your compassion. That's on them. That has nothing to do with you. The only fault that you have is not protecting yourself, is not keeping those boundaries strong. That's what you've done wrong. Recognize who people are and who they were. If you're dealing with a borderline damaged motherfucker, look, you may not be able to deal with that shit. Or you need to understand that Amanda might be, that person might be the Amanda to your Duncan MacLeod. And for those of you out there that don't understand that, that's geek culture talk. You gotta protect yourself, y'all. Forgive yourself. You've been through enough. You've been through enough. You were used, destroyed, played with, smeared, told shit about, no matter what fucking kind of crazy bullshit personality disorders that fucker had. You've been through enough. It's time to live your life. It's time to live your life. You forgive them, it's not for them. It's just forgiving the past and understand. But you have to understand it. Take the lessons into account and move forward. Forgive yourself, because we're all not perfect. We're all not perfect. And chances are we were used how we were used because we had weak spots we didn't realize. You gotta shore them up. Shore up your weak spots. That's all you gotta do. Don't stop being a good person because other people are garbage. Know your worth. You feel that. Forgive yourself. Move on, because there is much more in life for you to do than to keep thinking about somebody who just fucking hurt you without care. We all got damage. All of us. The point of that sociopath or narcissist or borderline or whoever the fuck they were that were fucking with you for different reasons. They spread their pain. They don't heal themselves. Whether they ain't going to psychotherapy or they ain't done the work they need to do, whatever the fucking case is, they have not done the work to heal themselves. So they try and spread that shit. The best you can do, recognize what is wrong with you that allowed you to be susceptible to that piece of shit who was being a piece of shit, whether they realize it or not. And move forward in life. And be better for yourself. Because there's a whole lot of life worth living. And good people out there who will appreciate who you are and what you bring to the table. My love to y'all. Be good to each other. And suffer no fools.